Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. And this week on the Magic Roundabout, we've got, well, not everybody's favourite car in real life. It's the Austin Princess. Now, I think it's a 220L, HL. Yeah. Got this one, and they did the Ambassador. But yeah, this is a bit futuristic in a way, because it's first like the wedge shape. But it was not the best of cars. Right, anyway, as you watch this go around, I'd just like to welcome any new friends of the channel. Welcome aboard, thank you very much for joining. And welcome back all the old guard, all the old friends and supporters of the channel. Thanks very much for still hanging around. It's much appreciated. Right then, let's get this off the Magic, get it on a bench, and we'll have a good look at it. Alrighty, let's have a look at this then, shall we? See what we got here. Dinky Toys. Princess. 220. 2200. HL. Plastic base, which is not very good on here. I've already pre-drilled these because these are notorious for cracking if you're not careful. They slide all over the place. Tyres, as you can see, they're a little bit, you know, yeah. But I picked this one because this is one with a style of wheel which I recognised more than the other one. I did have another one. There it is. There's another one they did with this sort of wheel, which, to be honest with you, I don't like. So I picked this one with this wheel. Windscreen's got a little bit of a crack, if not all the way through, slightly, but I have got another one somewhere. So we'll have a look. But I'll take the base off anyway because I've already pre-drilled the base and took it off. The very film, it's filthy now, look at that. So that's that. Wheels just come out. 1, 2 thin axles. I think these are just a push on, pull on fit, but we'll have a look in a minute. Interior, it's all plastic. Interior, black. And then there's a windscreen, which I'm going to need to heat up the soldering iron for that. Because, as you can see, as per most of these, crack there and crack there. And when they put it on the press and they spin it down to put that in there, if the forming of the window unit is not bang on with the roof, that's what you get. And the pressure, when it comes down, it spins this nut, and when it hits the plastic, it will crack it if it's not careful. And also depends if the machine's been set right, so it doesn't go too far down. So I need to get the heat soldering iron up, and we'll get that out of there. So I'll be back in a minute with that. Then we can drill the hole. It's quite a big post, so we can go back with rivets in these, because the holes in here are quite wide, so it's going to need a rivet rather than a screw. There you go. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to... There you go. Yeah, you've got those end bits there, look. You'll probably find, now I've done that, you can probably get the caps off. I'm not sure whether these caps pop off, because at the end of the thing, you can hear it knocking in there. So I don't know whether or not these caps actually come off of here, but we're gonna experiment. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong, damn it. To see if we can just tap that axle slightly, tap it down, just to see whether or not that'll just clear that for a minute, and we'll just see what happens. Oh, look at me, I'm right out of shot here, look. A bit naughty, wasn't it? Oh, there you go, yes. So it has a cap on it. And then you can do that, leave that in, so you can clean these up if you wanted to. And I can slide that back there and clean that up as well. So we'll do that just because we can. Just because we can. I just got an old, you could do it with a socket if you've got an old socket, but I haven't got one to hand. I'm just going to put that on there like that and give it a gentle tap. Oh dear. Oh yeah, come on, don't be an idiot now. Bit of a cowboy way of doing things, I suppose, but should have got a socket really. Huh? You watch, this one's not going to come off. Right, there it is, isn't he there? Yeah, I would suggest, if you're going to do this, get a socket. Make life a lot easier if you've got a socket. Then I can then got more access to cleaning all this crap off here. That one. I'll poke something in that hole. Get that out. There you go, there's the other one. That was easier, wasn't it? Right, so there you go. That sound is done. Shove that back in there now. So that's what I'm doing. Gonna get a soldering on it, do that. Alright, let's get this glass out. Got my soldering iron. For those who haven't seen this, this is a cheap soldering iron. And when I took the nib out of it, I filed the inside so it's a bit sharper. And this is a soldering iron that heats up all the way along that tube there. That there. This is the top that you want. Okay. Excuse me a minute. That's in the way. So it's suitably hot. You put this over the thing and it should just melt its way through. There you go. Job done. There you go. You might get a bit of stringiness afterwards, but that's off. You can get your screwdriver and just get rid of the little bits what's left in there. There you go. Get that out of the way. So now you've got a clean piece. What we do then is, because there's a little mound on the top of there, so you're not going to see this, so just get your sanding stick and just get rid of that mound on the top. There you go. Smooth it out a bit more. See, and also what it's done, it's sealed the crack. Yeah. So now, in all intents and purposes, that should, if you got any more crap in there, get rid of it while you can. Just go straight back in there, like so. Bit of super duper on there, or I'd say not super duper, because it'll sometimes super glue will cloud the glass because of the chemicals in this super glue. It can, in confined spaces, sometimes if you like this in an open space with a lot of air to it, you might get away with it, but in confined spaces, it will cloud up your window. So yeah, so use some of the contact adhesive will do. I use this B7000 upside down there, or some people use this, or you can use Yoo-hoo, something like that. Anyway, contact adhesive. All right, so there you go, job done. That's ready for slipping. Turn it, unplug this, oh, and we're done. Looking at this window, I'm going to wash it. There is a slight hairline crack in there, but not too bad. I've got another windscreen here, and I'll show you. You know, I showed you that blue one earlier on with the different wheels. Well, this is the windscreen out of it. As you can see, this has got no heating element in the back window, whereas this one has. Yeah. So that's the second difference between the two. This fits in, not a problem, because it's the same casting. Same casting. But this window wasn't glued in, wasn't pinned in. Right, so that's, you could, I could use that, but you haven't got the rear piece there. So it depends what this one cleans up like. If it cleans up okay, then I'll use it. If it doesn't, then I'll swap it for this one. So that's why I'm going to keep them both in there. Alright, here, as you can see, we'll have a look before I go into the custard. You see there, look, the rain gutter has been squashed there. There's a little bit there, because they put the fine detail along there, but it gets squashed, damaged. Yeah, I don't know what the cash is like underneath the paint. Hopefully it's not too bad. We're going to go with the black around there. Not 100% sure on the colour yet, but we can detail up the things here. We can do the lights, bumper, door handles, and the back lights haven't been done properly, so we can do the back lights and the boot thing, put some new number plates on it. Yeah, you can see that there, look, if you see, look, there's a big chunk there, but it's not that side. That one's a file in there, but we sort all that out when we get that off. Okay. Right, okay then. That's all the paint come off. Wasn't too bad. It's not a bad casting actually, to be honest with you. It's quite clean. Oh, there's a bit on the bonnet there to get rid of. Sanded the roof down. There's no real casting lines to worry about, I must admit. I did have to do a bit of work here though. Just under that lip of that bonnet there, you can just see a bit left over there, in there. There was a lump of casting in there, stuck in there. There is supposed to be a little badge in there, you can barely see it. But that was a big lump of casting that come down there, so I filed that out. I've done a few of the rough edges, but looking at it, it's not too bad at all. Well, I did see one somewhere. Where was it? Yeah, that's the join. That's the join. Yeah. I'm still debating on the colour. But what I have got to do is clean this up. This rain gutter here, this side. This one's not as bad as this side. As you can see here, look, there and there. So I'm going to use my file. This is the triangular shaped file, and try and get in and clean it out. I'll go a bit closer, a bit better. Probably won't see much, but yeah, so what I'm going to try and do is get near that door and just, wait a minute, I've lost the point off that one, haven't I? And I'll use this one. This is not a bad file. Trying to get in there. It's not easy because that rain gutter is very, very shaky, but yeah, it will take a while because big chunk. I did consider using the multi-tool with a bit on it, but that was a bit too fierce, and I didn't want it to chew any more of the rain gutter than it's already got. So just gently try and keep that. There's a big lump just there. Just got to move, try and keep the file close into your fingers so you don't slip and slide in all over the place. And just gradually working it backwards and forwards until you get a grip. So it's going to take some time. So I'm not going to show you it all, I will be here for hours. I can envision, because I want some primer on this today. So I need to get this straightened out. Best I can. It's a shame that it's done that because it spoils the look of it, in my opinion. Along there. Try and get some shape to the door. Top of the door. See, there's that bit there as well. Yeah, I'm deciding on a colour whether to go dark blue or that horrible colour browny bronze they used to have. Or I'm thinking, I'm leaning, because I haven't done one for a while, it's like a primrosy yellow. Primisium yellow or something like primisium yellow. That's going to take some doing, that is, get that off. But that's what I'm doing at the minute. Once I've done that, I can get into the painting. Yeah, so these are the things. Like I say, every casting has its challenges. But it's trying to preserve that rain gutter. Not that it mattered on one of these things because they were rotten anyway. That's getting it. Yeah, I should drive one of these. It wasn't my car, it belonged to the company that I worked for. And I used to use it to go. Because I worked out, where I worked, there was another area a few miles up the road. And I worked in that area there. So they gave me the car to go backwards and forwards. But it used to leak. When it rained heavy, it used to leak and along the doors here, down there. Bloody feet would get wet. It's a shame, really. But that's how we roll, yeah. We're getting there with it. It's looking a bit better now. I've got that lump out of the way, and I need to come along the top there, which I'll do. Find the edge and come along like that. Try and straighten it out best I can. Yeah, I do like to try and show you different aspects of restoring these things, especially if you're new and, you know, or just starting out. A lot of the old hands know all about this sort of stuff, but it's just nice for if new people are coming on board to see the sort of things you have to deal with. Right, I'm not going to waffle, it's been 6 minutes as it is, so I'm going to carry on with that, get that done, then we'll get some primer on it. Right, okay, we're all done, best we can. Look straighter. So there you go. I'm reason I've touched it with my hands because I've put methylated spirits on it and it's drying out now. I'm going to put some, I'm going with a bit of high build primer on here because the roof's got some, like, not big pitting, but a little bit. It might help smooth it out a little bit. Okay, go for the primer. Go for primer. Here we are, there's our little princess. All out of the primer. Now this is, I put on a high build primer on here, not filler primer. High build primer. So a bit rough at that back end there. Obviously didn't do a very good job there. So as you can see, them gutter lines are not too bad at all. Come out not too bad. So this is going to have partly vinyl on here. Now the bits what are vinyl on this one, you can have, you could get them with a complete vinyl roof down the sides, there and there, complete. Or a lot of them came with just this piece here, and this piece there, and that piece along the back there. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to hold full roof. So, wet and dry. Got a bit of 800 here somewhere. Yeah. Got a bit of a block. That's a bit much. I'll perhaps tear some of that off there. I better come out a little. There you go. So we'll just soak that in the wet and dry. So give it a little bit. Do the roof and stuff. Smooth it out. There you go. Yeah, it's come out nice and smooth. Do the back. You can put a guide coat on here if you want with black. There you go. Along that. On the sills. Well, you get the general idea. Use if you use a piece of flat wood, plastic, whatever, something solid, and you get a nice even sand then, don't you? If I was doing a like flashy custom job on here, then I probably would use a guide coat. I'm going to go bareback now to go along there. So I'm going to do, I work back to front sometimes. I'm going to put the black vinyl on first, but I'm going to mask it a little bit before I put it on so I don't get too much overspray. And I like to work that way around because I'm a bit of a rebel. Smooth along that gutter line there. There you go. Along the back there. You get the idea. So I'm going to carry on doing this, get it all dried off, and then I'm going to put a bit of masking along there to stop the paint getting too much paint on the main body while I do the black. Hello, right, okay. we're all painted. We've done it in like a mustard colour. Okay, and we're lacquered. There's lacquer on it. Now you see, I put some masking tape on there. 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 Now what I do when I painted it the full colour, I rubbed down these side bits, that bit and that bit, took the glaze off it, put a masking on, so when I lacquered it, it didn't go on that part. Because what I'm going to do, I was going to spray paint this, and I thought, well, there's not a lot there, so I'll lacquer it. So what I'll do is now take this off, and then let it dry overnight. I'm hoping it'll come off without too much aggro. Just lifting it up gently with a toothpick. And grab a pair of pliers, a pair of tweezers, just like that. Yeah, it looks a bit orange on the camera, but that might be because of my lighting. It's like that, but it's not, it's mustard. Now I thought I had some sand glow, because it was going to go sand glow, but when I checked, there wasn't enough. But I had some of this mustard, so it's not a lot of difference. And there was some of this mustard colour anyway, so it weren't too bad. Just going to lift that up. Me flattening it, the glaze off, just makes it easier to paint the vinyl, because I'm going to do it in a matte. So it's better to do that. Otherwise it's going to start sliding about and you'll have a job to get it right. Yeah, just pick it off slowly, because it's still fresh paint. I just don't like to leave masking tape on too long. Where's the best place to get that from, I see? Try it from in here somewhere. There you go, get it from there. I tend to use a toothpick, then a toothpick, cocktail stick, then use tweezers rather than try and get up with tweezers or a sharp knife or something, because you can scratch your paint. Should just be able to get that a little bit underneath there. A good quality pair of tweezers is always handy when you're doing stuff like this. And you want the tweezers you want, we're actually going to close together. Right, so that's off now. I'm going to let this dry overnight, and then I'm going to paint the black around there, and we'll start doing some details so we can get it ready for Wednesday. Okay, yeah, well, a bit of an update. I've got a bit carried away, as you do when you get on a roll. This is the colour, as you saw that before. It's all lacquered now. I sanded back those bits there what I'm going to do the vinyl on, and I've done this by hand like I said I was going to. This is a light brown, because sometimes with this colour they will have like a brown vinyl around there, which is what I've done. And I've done it in a way that I'm still practicing with doing vinyl paint, vinyl effects. I've done a couple. This is the third way I've tried it now, which is just hand brushing it on and going in different directions. So it's got a little bit of ripple effect, but not too much. It doesn't look too bad actually. And I've gone over, then I went over with my finger when it was dry and just smoothed it out a little bit. So that's how I've done that. And I thought I need to do some chrome on here. So I scraped here, did a bit of scraping like I do. That was the first bit I scraped across there, because that needed to be done there and there, both sides. So this is where I got carried away. I thought, well, I could just faintly see this line here, so I went down there. So look at the Google images. And then I thought, yeah, that needs doing. Along there, scraped along there. both sides, and I did the door handles rather than, because that was scraped. That was scraped. Door handles look a bit odd in the silver, so paint. So I scraped those. I hadn't really got it in me to do in them door pillars because it's a bit tricky. So I thought I don't want to overdo it, because on some of the Google images you've got chrome plastic. It's plastic chrome what goes over, fits over the arches on there. So I thought, no, I don't know. And then we came to this encasing this vinyl. I did the back window because that's quite prominently chrome around there. So what I did then was I needed the line between there and the paintwork was very, very thin. So I thought, well, I don't want to hand paint it because it's, you know, it's a bit tricky there because nothing to go by. So I used this chrome strips that Ian Hulley sent me a while ago, and I've cut them, and they're sticky, and I stuck them round there, which I I've stuck them round there, which I think looks quite good. So yeah, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put a bit of that. I've got some clear, that floor polish clear. I'm just going to put a little bit on there just to give that a little bit of a sheen. That'll be the last thing I'm going to do. So that's what I've been up to. So now we need to carry on with the rest of the detailing. Headlights, bumper, tail lights. Now if you look at these in real life, these two pieces here on the model are sticking out, but they should be flat. And what it is black in there, and it had like Austin Princess or something written on there. Yeah, so a bit of chrome on that, and we do the lights, which are not great to distinguish, but I could just make out a line down there. You can just see it, just faintly see a line there and there. So you can have your indicators. Anyway, I think there should be 3, but on this one it's only showing you 2. Well, it is what it is, isn't it? It's not showing you any indicators on the front unless it's them underneath it. I'm out of shot. Unless it's these underneath there. I'm just going to double check before I carry on. But yeah. And the window units. Now this was the original window unit, and it was cracked all across there, and right across the back there. And I thought, and I couldn't polish them out. I couldn't get them out. They were too deep. So as I showed you earlier, I got another one off a later one of these. But I noticed, obviously it's got no heater in the back there, but it's slightly, it's a fraction smaller. You'll see when it goes in. But yeah. There we are. The interior is painted. Wheels are done. So I'm just going to get this done now. There's a lot more work on what I thought was going to be on this one. So I've got my brush, and I've got some aluminium paint in here. So we're going to see how this works out. Oh, I'll tell you what, we come out of. So I made a bit of a boob there with touched the wrong button on the camera. So let's see if I can get this somewhere where we can see it, shall we? Yeah, it looks very orange through my lens, but it's not, it's mustard. So we'll go using the side of the brush there, look. I'm not using this one, I'm using, where is it? It's a Vallejo metal colour, aluminium. Oh, well, you can't know that, it's right in front of me, you idiot. There it is. So, spreads quite well. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, I did jump ahead a little bit. Apologies for that. But when I was in the zone, and you know what it's like when you're in the zone. You're just spreading it about. It's got a big bumper on there. Get round there. Well, hope everybody's doing all right at the time of watching this, which could be Wednesday onwards. Yeah, it's getting cooler at the minute. Summer's fading away. It's certainly getting darker at night now. So, you know it's coming. Winter is coming, as they say. Winter is coming. It's quite a big chunky model, this one, to be honest with you. I know Corgi Vanguards have done a copy of this. In fact, in real life, these are getting hard to get hold of in good condition. Or even, there's a lot of rotten ones out there, but they're becoming a bit sought after, strangely enough. And the reason I know that is because I was watching a video the other night, and there's a guy dragged one of these out, mustard one, same colour, just dragged it out. And to be quite frankly, I thought they can't repair that. That's had it. It was rotten, but he's going to give it a go. And hats off to you, mate. So I should be following that restoration. But they were rotten. They did rot. They did rot. There's no getting away from it. Just let that dry. I don't know if I'll carry on with that bumper. Yeah, so that's the bumper. I'll quickly do one of the headlights to show you, and then I'm going to go back on Google and just check these indicators are. I think they could have done a bit better with the lights, so they're a bit crap. There you go. Right, I'm going to carry on with this. Check Google Images. I'm going to carry on with that, and then I'll get back to you when it's the assembly time. Okay, then that's all the details done. As you can see, so I've finished it all off now. On the front there, got another plate, 3 gub on it. I've already done 2 gub. Yeah. These backlights are tricky because, like I said, they weren't defined very well, so I've done the best I can with them. But yeah, that's that black strip down the middle. there, and it's supposed to have right on either side of there. It depends on what style of body you've got on there. But yeah, she's done. So I'm going to let that settle now, and tomorrow morning I'll get this put together. I want it all painted dry because I want to give it a coat of the old polish. So I'll go over here now, out of the way. Here we go then. Let's get this assembled then, shall we? We're all done. The only thing I'm disappointed with is this glass out of the newer version, opposed to the older version. This is that glass that very, very difficult to polish up. It always remains cloudy. It's that newer plastic, and I'm not over keen on it. Right, okay, we're all done. Got number plates on, as you can see. So we'll get her upside down. No need for any glue to hold the glass in. Interior. It goes in okay. Wheels in. I haven't painted the wheels, I just buffed them up, and I put the tyre bright, or what they call it, on there, so that should be fine. The interior doesn't look right. For some reason or another, I don't know. That's probably better. So it's not quite right there. This is something wrong with this interior here. I'm not sure what's quite going on with that. I did do a dry run on this and it fitted all right. No, something not quite right there. I'm wondering whether there's that glass on. Let me just get the other bit of glass. Just want to try something here. Yeah, it's about the same. You just put a mark on that. Yeah, no, it's the same, so it should fit. So what's going on there then? Well, it would help, you idiot, if you put it around the right way, wouldn't it? No, it's still a bit on. That needs to come back further. That's better. Thought we was going to have a bit of a problem then. Yeah, that'll do. Bit of super duper. Yeah, that's right. No, I'm just not happy with that for some reason. I don't know what's what's quite going on here. It fits all right, it's all touching. Right, we'll go for it. Right, there you go. Yeah, a bit tricky that one. A bit tricky, bit tricky, bit tricky. Right, now we get some old polish on it. And we see how we get on. We get it on the magic. I'll get the old polish on it, and I get it on the magic. This is what we started with, our Dinky Toys Austin Princess. Chipped up, play worn, scratched windscreens, scruffy wheels, well, scruffy tyres. So have a look, see what we did with it, see if you like it. Have a look at this. Here we are then, all done and dusted. Our Austin Princess with a colour change gone on to the like a mustard colour. It looks a lot oranger in the through the camera lens, but it's not. It's in real life. It's mustard. Got private plates on it, 3 gov. Did a bit of a brown vinyl roof. Cleaned up the window best I can. A mixture of chrome paint, aluminium, and the chrome strips from Ian Hulley. Backlights weren't as the best moulding to get right. Yeah, refurbished the tyres, polished up the wheels. Yeah, for what it is, it's not the best thing that Dinky's done. I think they could have made a better effort on it, but yeah, it's nice. Got the indicators below the bumper there. Yeah, I think it looks quite smart. Anyway, look forward to your comments on this one, good or bad. And we'll see you all again next week for a, what's next week? Oh, I think it'll be the Alzheimer's challenge. They paint it blue for the DMC. So look out for that one. Okay, so whatever you're doing, be happy. Hopefully you'll be lucky. And we'll see you all again next week. So from me, Ron, Stanley, and we'll see you all again. Bye for now. And we'll cut it about there.